Faith is everything.
Well, as you all know, Teresa, she really is someone that does not want to bother anyone else. And so there have been many times that she probably didn't feel well, but she continued to just, go get through it.
I like to tell people that COVID-19 saved my life. I actually went because I was very sick the day before, and I went to go to a doctor. I was going to go to the doctor the next day. I called my sisters and told them I thought that I had COVID because some of the symptoms they were showing I was feeling.
So when she communicated to that, I was alarmed. We had heard so much about COVID-19. There had been people that I knew whose family members had died from it. So I was afraid that if we didn't do something about it, that she could get sicker.
My sister came over to help me get dressed, and as they were dressing me, I evidently passed out and started seizing. Apparently that had been happening, but because me and my husband don't have children and he works often and I have a really busy schedule as well, I just thought that I was maybe going to sleep for a few minutes. I would miss a few minutes of stuff, the TV, and I just thought I felt like going to sleep.
I knew that from day one, that this was not just about Teresa, that God was calling all of us into the fold to provide and be something better than what we had been in this world to other people. But Teresa was a catalyst, and she always has been, to us being in that place.
Much of what I'm going to tell you, what happened next happened, I didn't learn about it until 2.5 weeks later being in the hospital. I had blood clots in my lungs, and the doctor told my husband that I had more blood clots in my lungs than they had ever seen anybody living and walking, and 2 were threatening to go into my chest cavity, into my heart cavity, and so they needed to get rid of those because, of course, once a clot bursts, you really don't have a big chance of living.
My source of support is in the Lord.
I had a 10% chance of coming through. My blood pressure fell, my liver started failing, my kidneys failed, my lungs failed, my heart was in jeopardy.
Because we could not see her, there was no source of, I think, our own control. We really had to lean on the faith that we've always had, that God was going to make it okay.
When everything began to fail, particularly my kidneys, they felt that I was going to be on dialysis if I lived for the rest of my life. But this is a part of the story of what happened that's somewhat of a miracle.
None of us were willing to believe that God was going to not heal her. So it was a faith that was beyond anything that probably I've ever seen myself have faith in before.
I really stood by praying. I knew that that was like the only way that we were going to get through this. So I called Apostle and I prayed with him probably about every day, and I basically just asked him if he could pray with me, and that's when he gave me different scriptures to read and things like that. And because my mom and I were reading scripture every night after we called the hospital,
I was able to spend time with my daughter, Autumn Alexander. She was home because of COVID-19, and I honestly don't know how I would have gotten through without her. We did a lot of praying together and believing together and crying together.
I continued to pray, and I continued to tell my friends to pray. My friends, even before this happened, they weren't big prayers, but I've always been a big advocate for prayer.
When they went to prepare me to crack my chest open, everything just leveled off. I had 3 surgeons in there, and they said in their combined careers they had never seen anything like that happen. My liver started recovering, my kidney, my lungs.
I never had fear. I had faith, and I continued to believe that God had a bigger plan, which is different from some of the other results that were happening to other people.
I woke up, but I was in what they call a REM state, and I was just saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus over and over again. I don't have no recollection of that.
I know that prayer changes things, and honestly, if it wasn't for Apostle, if it wasn't for Straight Life, I'm not sure where we would be.
We pray for miracles. And miracle after miracle after miracle was continuing to happen. Every day it was a miracle.
We just so excited. We thought we were going to lose you. We calling you our miracle patient.
This is God giving us an opportunity to really make that decision about, are we going to live in the world and go with the world, or are we going to live with Him and move in His direction?
It really was the grace of God. I know this. I know it is why I'm still here. I know there's work for me to do.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm glad that things happened how they happened.
What she was able to experience was the miracle of God. I can't even describe the joy of actually asking for something in His name and immediately seeing His presence.
I pray every day. I pray for the people in the hospital, and I pray for the people in this pandemic who are like going through it. I know that if it wasn't for my upbringing in straight life, you know, I'm not sure how I probably would have turned out or how I probably would have felt about praying. But I know that prayer works. You know, there's so many miracles that have happened in straight life that I know that prayer changes things. And straight life has definitely taught me that.